is that? Oh, that's just some nice grass. You happy? Look at that little smile. It's funny how he does that. This is the story of Bruno, my big, goofy, loving dog who came into my life after surviving more than any animal ever should. He's taught me more about forgiveness and resilience than I ever thought possible, and I truly believe he was meant to find me. But before I tell you how Bruno changed everything, I need you to hear where he came from, because his story isn't just about rescue. It's about second chances, about hope, and about the kind of love that heals wounds you can't even see. If stories like this move you, if you believe every animal deserves a chance, then please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. We share real stories of animals who've been through hell and found their way back to love. And trust me, you'll want to see every single one of them. Now, let me tell you about Bruno. Bruno's beginning wasn't easy. For most of his life, he was locked in a small room, never allowed to leave, never taken for walks, never shown love. Can you imagine that? A dog, full of energy and heart, trapped in a space so small he couldn't even stretch his legs properly. Day after day, week after week, he sat in that room, watching the light change through whatever small window might have been there, listening to the sounds of life happening somewhere beyond those walls, a life he wasn't allowed to be part of. Then, when his owners decided to move, they didn't take him with them. They didn't even try to find him a new home. Instead, they tied him up outside a caravan and left him there like he was nothing. He spent his days lying on cold, hard concrete, staring at the world passing by, watching people come and go, waiting for someone, anyone, to notice him, to see that he was there. Poor boy. Are you a handsome boy? Are you just a beautiful boy? You handsome. The woman who eventually rescued him told me something I'll never forget. She said Bruno had ripped up old beer boxes to make himself a little bed because he had nothing else. Think about that for a second. A dog, abandoned and alone, trying to create some small comfort for himself out of trash, out of the scraps of someone else's life. They were feeding him scraps, pizza boxes, and leftover food, whatever they didn't want, whatever was easiest to throw his way. And he was just trying to survive, day by day, meal by meal. The thought of that still breaks my heart. It's hard to imagine how anyone could treat a dog like that, how they could look into those eyes and feel nothing. But one day, my dad came across Bruno's rescue profile online and sent it to me. I looked at his face, those eyes full of sadness and hope mixed together, and I knew immediately that I had to meet him. Something in his expression reached through that screen and grabbed hold of my heart. That was the start of everything. The first time I met Bruno, it was like something clicked, instantly. He walked right up to us, tail wagging so hard his whole body was shaking, eyes bright and full of this desperate, beautiful hope, and he just embraced us. There was no fear, no hesitation, no holding back, just pure joy radiating from every inch of him. It was as if he'd been waiting his whole life for that moment, for someone to finally see him, to choose him. From that moment, I knew he was home. I knew he was mine, and I was his. Bruno has the biggest personality you could ever imagine. He's super goofy, full of energy that seems to never run out, and he loves life more than anything. He's always ready for an adventure, jumping in the car before I've even opened the door all the way, running through fields like he's flying, or just rolling around on the carpet being absolutely ridiculous. It's honestly like living with a toddler sometimes. A very large, very hairy toddler who doesn't understand personal space. But underneath all that wild energy, he has this calm, gentle side that he only shows when it's just us. When he curls up beside me on the couch, when he rests his big head on my lap, you can feel how much love he has to give. After everything he's been through, after being abandoned, neglected, and forgotten, he somehow still finds a way to trust, to forgive, and to love with his whole heart. When he presses against me and falls asleep, I can feel the weight of what he's survived and the warmth of how far he's come. He's found peace, and I think in his own way, he knows he's finally safe.
Bruno is more than just my dog. He's my teacher, my reminder of what really matters. He's taught me about resilience, about how you can go through absolute hell and still come out the other side stronger, brighter, more full of life. He's showed me that love can heal even the deepest scars, that trust can be rebuilt, and that no matter how dark your past is, your future can still be beautiful. The truth is, if it weren't for the rescue group in Scotland, Bruno might not even be here today. In England, if a dog stays in a shelter longer than 7 days, they can be euthanized. 7 days. That's all the time they get to find someone who cares. But that rescue steps in to save those dogs and give them a second chance at life. And that's how Bruno found his way to me. When we first got him, he was in terrible condition. He was thin, you could see his ribs, he was weak, and you could see the fear in his eyes every time someone moved too quickly. But with love, care, and patience, day by day, he transformed right before our eyes. Today, he's healthy, joyful, and full of life. He gives me strength every single day, and he's living proof that second chances matter, that every life has value. People often say Bruno is lucky to have found us, but the truth is, I feel lucky to have found him. He's reminded me what real love looks like, the kind that forgives, trusts, and never gives up. Come on in. Hi. Come on in. So, if you've ever thought about adopting, please don't hesitate. Don't look away because a dog seems broken or difficult or too much work. Those are often the ones who have the most love to give, the ones who will change your life in ways you never expected. Before you adopt, do your research, talk to shelters, learn about their needs, and make sure you're ready for the responsibility. But once you are, open your heart wide. Because when you do, you're not just saving a life, you're changing your own. He's really good at 180s. Look, he's got some style. Big, flared out one. Look at that. For me, adopting Bruno was the best decision I've ever made. He's my family, my comfort, my joy. Every morning when he greets me with that happy wagging tail and those bright eyes, I'm reminded how far love can take you, from being discarded and forgotten to being cherished beyond measure. I'll spend the rest of his life making sure he never feels unloved or unwanted again. Come on then. Every animal deserves what Bruno has now: a warm home, a full belly, and someone who will never, ever give up on them. And if you give a dog like Bruno a chance, if you open your heart, you might just find that they end up saving you too. You coming? Oh,